where they would repeatedly SA these boys. What's incredibly terrifying is the fact that Francis was trying to establish the mission/charity as a child welfare agency so that the states and federal government would subsidize them. So all while these little boys were thought to be receiving the help and guidance of a lifetime, in reality, the island and this fake mission was a CP ring operating on North Fox Island where hundreds of little boys were traumatized. There were two other main men involved along with Francis and Gerald. The first was Dyer Grossman, a New York millionaire and science teacher at a prestigious all-boys boarding school. Dyer was listed as the vice president of the mission and was very close with Francis and Gerald. The other man involved was named Adam Starchild. Adam was a white-collar criminal and was also very active within the Big Brother organization. He alone took so many kids to North Fox Island, where I'm sure they were all abused as well. Adam was listed as the president of the Church of the New Revelation, which was the mission's parent company. So the mission had all of these connected companies/branches, and I'm sure they were all in on this horrifying situation. So for years, they were doing this going completely undetected. But in July of 1976, it all came crashing down. This is when Gerald Richards was officially arrested. There was a huge investigation carried out by Michigan State Police, and they found some pretty disturbing things. For one, they found a large quantity of CP in his car and office, and they also literally found stamped envelopes which also included CP that were about to be mailed out. Going through all of his things though, they found lists of names and customers, and contacts to other big figures within the industry like Francis Sheldon, Adam Starchild, and Dyer Grossman. So Gerald was quickly arrested for criminal sexual conduct, and as part of his plea deal, he gave up a ton of information and specifically mentioned Francis and Dyer by name. He spilled everything, what was really happening on North Fox Island and all the nasty things they did together. 3 days later, authorities raided Francis's home. But since days had passed, he was nowhere to be found, and all of his drawers and cabinets had been emptied. For some reason, even though they had more than enough evidence, it took months for police to get an arrest warrant for Francis. But by that point, he had already fled the country. No one knew it at the time, but he had fled to the Netherlands. I guess at the time this happened, the Netherlands and the US didn't share an extradition treaty. Dyer was next in line to be arrested, but unfortunately, he was tipped off about Gerald's arrest, and he too fled. It's assumed he fled to California, and both he and Francis were declared fugitives. The FBI were brought in to help locate them, but as of today, Dyer has never been found. He seemingly disappeared into thin air. Francis ended up mysteriously dying in Amsterdam in 1996. And it's crazy, but he actually kept in touch with Adam Starchild, who would often secretly give him money to live. Adam eventually died in 2006.